Hi everyone. Today we're going to be talking about creating audiences with FunnelEnvy Salesforce integration. That allows you to use the really rich customer data that you have in your CRM platform to drive more effective personalization campaigns and website experiments. Now, FunnelEnvy, we can create audiences based on Salesforce account, contact, or lead data. Contacts and leads roll up to individual audiences in the FunnelEnvy Unified Customer Profile model. Now, we can also read opportunities from Salesforce, but this is primarily for down funnel goal tracking. So that's something that we'll cover in a separate video. The steps to set up and activate Salesforce data for personalization campaigns that we'll cover today is pretty simple. First, you have to configure the integration and the data import rules. Second, you have to connect the Salesforce data to our unified customer profile in the form of conditions. And then third, you have to use these conditions in the audience rules, and the audiences can then be sent to platforms like Optimize, Google Optimize, and the rest of your marketing stack. So let's get started. Within the FunnelEnvy platform, Salesforce is a data source, like our other data sources, that allow you to create audiences and inform the unified customer profile. If Salesforce is enabled in your account, you're going to see the Salesforce icon in your integration settings, and you can go in here and start setting it up. This is probably something that's going to be done by your marketing ops team. First step is they're going to need to do a one-time authorization using a particular Salesforce user's account that has API read access for the objects that we're going to be retrieving from Salesforce. Again, this is a one-time setup thing. Every request that we make to Salesforce after this point will be using that user's account. The second step in terms of configuration is to create the data import rules. Now, the simplest way to do it is to import all accounts, contacts, and leads by checking these three boxes. What this will do is on a batch basis let FunnelEnvy go and retrieve all of the active accounts, contacts, and leads in your Salesforce database, and you can do segmentation within our conditions and audiences. We do have a more advanced custom query capability that lets someone in your organization who's familiar with Salesforce object query language create custom queries, again, against those three objects: accounts, contacts, or leads. In this case, I'm creating a custom query for accounts with active opportunities in Salesforce. So this gives you some advanced capability and flexibility. Once you've done that, the integration is configured and you can start creating conditions and audiences. FunnelEnvy's unified customer profile brings together different data sources and unifies them into consistent representations of accounts and individuals. The segmentation that marketers put on top of the unified customer profile is known as audiences, and again, works at both an account and individual level. So to use Salesforce data within one of our audiences, we need to be able to connect it to the audience using a condition. And conditions are how we map the underlying data sources to the unified customer profile. So to create a condition in FunnelEnvy from Salesforce, you pick new condition, and you have the option of creating that condition at either account, contact, or lead level. So I'm going to show you an example of a condition built at an account level in Salesforce. So I have an example here, accounts with revenue above $1 million. This is a Salesforce account level condition. And so as a result, in the rule builder, the condition rules, I have access to create rules from all of the fields available in my Salesforce account object. So if I wanted to create a rule for revenue greater than $1 million, I can do that. And I can also, just for the purposes of this example, add another rule that the state is equal to California. And then obviously I have the flexibility to create additional rules or rule groups depending on whatever segmentation you want to do. Because part of our goal is making it easier for marketers to activate the data to drive better personalization campaigns, we need to be able to connect a website visitor coming to the site to, in this case, a group of Salesforce accounts. And so the way we do that relies on the other data sources that you might have configured on the FunnelEnvy platform. If, for example, you have a Marketo, Pardot, or other marketing automation solution, we can connect from the marketing automation cookie through to the account if that lead in the marketing automation platform has been converted to a contact. The other way we can connect a website visitor to Salesforce accounts is through our account match capability. As we bring in Salesforce accounts, we can map those accounts to the known IP ranges from those organizations. And if a visitor comes to the site, based on their IP address, we can match to the underlying account. The third way we can do this is through a third-party data provider, one of the ones that we partner with, such as Demandbase or Clearbit. These will often resolve a domain, an inferred domain, based on the visitor's IP address or a third-party cookie. And we can connect from that inferred domain to the website field in the Salesforce account and try to find a match that way. So all of these work in conjunction. What we're trying to fundamentally do here is maximize the match we have from the website traffic to the Salesforce accounts that you're using in your conditions and audiences. Once I've created my Salesforce condition, I can save it and go back to my audience and add it as a rule in the audience. And again, as with any of our audiences, these can be connected to the marketing stack. You can integrate with Optimizely through the checkbox there. You can use it for personalization in Google Optimize and all of the other places that we integrate with. When a visitor comes to the site, they're going to be evaluated against these rules and underlying conditions, classified into one or more audiences, and then synchronized with whatever personalization or other MarTech platforms that you have. So to recap the steps to use Salesforce data in your personalization campaigns, you need to configure the integrations and the data import settings, map the underlying Salesforce data to the unified customer profile in the form of conditions, and then use those conditions in your audience rules. Hope that helps. Feel free to contact us with any questions, and good luck with your personalization.